Hello, my name is Grumpy.
I wanted to show you this one from, I can call him a friend of mine, Golgot100. We already have a video of me reacting to this video, to one of his videos actually, and the second one is going to be the morphologist video that he dropped like a couple of days ago. It will be lower than you expect. Well, we will see. Anyway, I wanted to show you this because Golgot just, and subscribe to this guy, he is amazing. He just released a video on what I wanted to do a video on, but like he was just faster. So this is gonna be like easy for me just to react to it. So let's go.
So you have the ship of your dreams, but really wish that it could be customized to suit your needs a bit more?
So first of all, this whole thing is really important. This is from 2014 for $65 million. They have said that they will give us enhanced ship modularity. So he read the first line. I talked about this in my previous video, my latest video, and this is really important. So this new goal, a massive undertaking, blah, 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 is going to overhaul any suitable ships, including the Cutlass, the Avenger, the Retaliator, and the Redeemer, to allow many modular components to be available as swap-outs. For example, if you purchased the Redeemer, then using the new system, you will have a variety of new modules available to refit the ship, internal and external, to suit your play requirements. If you wanted to make a bounty hunter ship, you could buy a status chamber module for the lower deck, and you would be able to capture and store fugitives, blah, blah, blah. So basically, what they said here, they said Cutlass, Avenger Titan, or Avenger Series, Retaliator, and Redeemer. And for Cutlass, we have the stasis chamber modules that are not working in the Cutlass Blue. We have the Cuddy Red with the med bays, or the med beds, and we have the Cuddy Steel that just like stole your money, basically. But it's still the same Cuddy. It is still the same Cuddy, and like they changed nothing. Like you can say that the Cuddy Steel has like a back turret, and that's it. Like that's the only difference on the exterior. So instead of modularity, they have sold different variants. So let's continue.
More?
It's a bit early for us to sort of talk about the different modules because we haven't really sort of shown all that stuff fully off. The UK studio is sort of heading up putting that modularity stuff together, and they're actually doing some pretty cool stuff that we'll be pretty excited to show you.
I don't know if this is copyrighted music, so I had to mute it for a second. Hopefully it's not. I know that the last time he used some copyrighted music.
Gotten from Foundry 42, or the first concept art we've gotten from Foundry 42 of the modular Cutlass.
A lot of people ask us questions, why are you redoing all of those ships? And most of the time, it's either for modularity or for damage tech.
This is the
Anyone facing a problem logging in the game, I always have a 16 error code. 16K error code, just do a character reset and we should be working after that.
Endeavor, our upcoming science ship currently developed.
Endeavor is one of the
little sneak preview of it at
modular
this
ships.
Is not the finished version of the ship, but we're getting close.
That is not going to be in the game anytime soon. But they were talking about modularity back in 2015.
And once that's done, along with the design for all of our different science options, we'll be putting it up on the site. So keep watching.
I heard fishing instead of fishing.
Hey, Evgeny.
Well, it actually involves some fishing. So
maybe that's why.
Thanks, guys. On this week's ATV Behind the Scenes, we wanted to take a look at the Endeavor Science...
This is... this thing on the fucking table is supposed to be like a fucking Endeavor. Amazing.
That are set to add all kinds of new gameplay to Star Citizen.
The Explorer, which separates from the rest of the ship to, say, explore Star's corona, travel into an asteroid field.
The idea behind this ship is amazing.
The particle accelerator ties into the...
They are still selling modules for that ship. There you go.
Clocking mechanic that Chris described very early on. You will fly them off into space, get them to the right place in the green band of a star, and you'll grow your crops.
And the medical modules.
Yes. So the Hope class, and this has gone back and forth internally. We've said, oh, we're going to do a separate hospital ship. No, we're going to convert this one, and so on. Part of the idea is building the ship of your dreams. We sell the base ship, and you can pick up individual modules. We sell a couple of pre-configured versions that we
looks
think
like
will
a fish.
be
Yeah,
profitable, viable ships in the verse. But it's
a weird fish, but yeah.
Modules will likely start coming online in-game after Arena Commander 2.0 launches. We do not have a specific date or patch to announce yet.
Sure.
So the whole front of the ship has 4 modules.
Now this one is fucking amazing. I don't know if he like used the whole video,
In time,
but this one
we'll
was
be able
fucking
to
amazing.
replace with, from what we have now, which is cargo modules, to maybe an additional habitation module for more
Also,
crew,
you can see that the elevator is working here on this model, but it's still not in the game.
or weapon modules that carry missiles. So we have the opportunity to really customize this ship from a player standpoint.
We've got these things sort of working internally, but we haven't got the nice something working internally in development is quite often a long way away from being player facing and player ready.
From my side of things, from the side of things here in the marketing, the promotion and stuff like that, it's prudent on our end when we ask for things to let that player facing modular system develop a bit more before we start making the requests from our end. Hey, can we do this? Can we do that?
4 years later,
kind of stuff like that. I just think it's the responsible thing to do on our end. Yes, medical gameplay and its design is ready to step back into the spotlight this month
with what? With the Apollo.
The addition of our next concept ship to Star Citizen. Let's go to the ship teams in our Foundry 42 UK studio and let them introduce us to the brand new Apollo medical ship from Roberts Space Industries.
So, like, do you see the discrepancy here? Like, he just said that he, as a part of the marketing team, he wants the modularity, like Jared, wants the modularity to happen like same fucking year. He wants it to be like more developed before he starts announcing more ships that are modular.
Side of things here in the marketing,
and then
stuff like
same
that.
fucking year he announces the Apollo.
On our end when we ask for things to let that player-facing modular system develop a bit more before we start making the requests from our end. Hey, can we do this? Can we do that? Kind of stuff like that. I just think it's the responsible thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, medical gameplay and its
like,
design is ready to
3 months later
into the spotlight this month with the addition of our next concept ship to Star Citizen. Let's go to the ship teams in our Foundry 42 UK
Yeah,
studio
he looks buff
and let
here.
them introduce us to the brand new Apollo medical ship from Roberts Space Industries. Switching these beds out, is that standard with any Apollo?
Listen to this now, because I saw this and I was like, "Are you fucking serious with this?"
These beds out, is that standard with any Apollo?
It's just the tier 3 ones at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we're gonna plan on that. That's one for the marketing.
So the marketing team decides if the Apollo is gonna get tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 beds. So they're gonna give him tier 3, and then like we're gonna see if we're gonna make it modular. Alive when I'm not working? Sweet. Yeah, hello, Jan. I don't know how to pronounce that. But so they said with the Apollo that it's going to be modular, and you're going to be able to choose if you're going to want to like have a tier 1 medical bed, or 2 tier 2 beds, or 3 tier 3 beds on each side. And now they say
is that standard with any Apollo?
Now they say the marketing team is supposed to decide.
The tier 3 ones at the moment. I don't know how we're gonna plan on that. That's one for the marketing department to decide on.
The stopping point has always
so
been,
basically, marketing team is developing this game since 2000
up until now, and still a little bit now, that everything inside an object container can't talk to the vehicle that it's within, which has stopped like Retaliator modules from progressing because we needed to have the missile launchers inside the object container so that it could all be swapped out with the entire bay. But we've got the groundwork for that now. Next quarter we can hopefully do a little bit more. The biggest hurdle is really just the art debt from having to go back to these old ships and put them all in the right place, or make space for them on ships that perhaps were never envisaged to have these items inside them. So the code will be done sooner than the art.
Yeah. So if you want your dream ship to be buffed, don't buy it. Basically, or just like rage on Spectrum, and then you're gonna get a Carrack as a loner.
The work for that is actually scheduled in the upcoming quarter. Whether it's going to release in that quarter is not for me to say now.
Yes.
The tech for having swappable rooms is being it is on the schedule for early next year. The Retaliators will be the first ones to have it proved out, because we have all the assets all there waiting and ready, and then once that's done, been in the game for a cycle, and we found any issues with it, we can start going and look at the other ships with it, that sort of stuff. We in the near future are putting the vehicle tech team on actually doing the tech to allow this, and we're going to start with the Retaliator, and they are simply working on the tech first, and we want to get that functional, and then we will work out when we release the actual modules. They may not be the same time frame. You may get the tech in first and then spend a quarter or two working on those modules because they were done quite a long time ago. They're like the seats are not quite to the current standards. So
you're surprised that they gave us a Carrack as a loner instead of a Connie? Well, yeah, they did it because they wanted to sell the ship, and they made 3.4 million in a day for the RSI Galaxy. Because of that, because of the Carrack as a loner. Simply because of that. Because a ton of people were pissed off that we're going to get another concept ship with a backlog that is this big. We have like 24 ships in the backlog, like large ships, and then we have a bunch of small ships and like ground vehicles, etc. It doesn't matter. But yeah, we have a bunch of them, and then people fucking outraged, and they gave us a Carrack as a loaner, and people were like, yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna get a Carrack for $340 war bond, sure. But what they do not understand is that CAG can swap out the loaner whenever they want to, because everything is subject to change, and maybe next patch you're actually gonna get like a Cuddy Red and an Andromeda, and that's it.
Thing that the Retaliator has is the customizable room modules, and there's a cargo module front and back.
Hey, Eduardo.
A dropship module at the front. They were all brought up to current standards, so when modularity comes on as a swappable item, they are good to go. That's where we're at with the first gold standard ships. Obviously going to go through all the ships, but we are going to focus on the ones that feature heavily in Squadron 42 first, and then we will roll on to your favourite ship afterwards.
Why does John Crew look like he wants to die anytime someone mentions the Endeavour?
I don't know. It's
remember
just
this.
something about that ship. Maybe it's the space farming ship that gets to me, or the absolute...
No, dude, it does like, it has nothing to do with refunds, commentary, and all of that. This is just like common sense. And being like, they fucking announced modularity for Cuddies back in 2014. We're at 2021, and we have 4 Cuddy variants. Is it 4 or 5? 4, I think. And none of the ships are modular. And we have like 0 game loops in the past 2 years, maybe even more. I'm playing for like 2.5 years, so yeah.
The headache, I know.
Yeah, it's almost ready.
For because it was before my time at the company. The absolute headache we're going to have with the modularity on it. The people that are best suited to doing it, unfortunately, the people that are looking at server meshing, because
I played this for you guys. People that are supposed to work on modularity are working on server meshing. Like the networking engineers are working on game dev stuff.
Ironically, the people that made containers,
yeah,
and a lot of the original pipe system.
Because that is logical.
Yeah. Player-facing ship modularity? Question mark.
People working on it were reprioritized onto other squadron work, so no progress since I last talked about it. The team that was going to work on it was the vehicle tech team. That those of you who pay attention to the roadmap updates will see they were rebranded, reformed to the Arena Commander feature team. So naturally, doing like core vehicle tech is not particularly part of their remit anymore. That transitioned to the vehicle feature team. So we had a look at what was planned to be done, and around the same time as we were doing that, EUPU started working on resource.
Question: at which age do you imagine Chris is going to retire? He is going to retire before this game is finished.
Network. Any of the work that we would have done,
that's all that I
modularity
can tell you.
from VTT or VFT, we probably could have like rushed it through, got it in now, and then we'd have to have redone it all anyway when Resource Network comes online. So the work they're doing for Resource Network should, as far as I'm aware, and from all the meetings I've sat in and been part of, allow us to do that out the gate. So yep, the assets, they're all still there. They're all just waiting for the underlying tech.
So basically, they already, like he just said that they have assets and that they're ready. They're just waiting for the tech, and the tech is now developed by another team that is not the server meshing team. So yeah,
just waiting for the underlying tech.
Eduardo, this is going to be a bug smashers show, but without the smashing, but just bugs.
Yeah. The RSI Galaxy is a multi-role vessel
Sure.
with true modularity that has different sections of the middle of the ship that can be changed out to support significant and real gameplay.
What's up, Randall?
So what did we learn this?
I'm doing better, but my jaw is still hurting because of the like the wisdom tooth single that they took out, so I'm still on painkillers. But thank you. How are you doing?
Week. Well, we learned that specialized vehicles will always have their place in the persistent universe, but that a more rounded multi-role experience might just be what's needed out there in the less civilized regions. That the galaxy isn't
I'm gonna
just
be
the
assaulting
colony's
Mike
big
right now.
brother, but a return of player-facing modularity and potential harbinger for that system's future development.
Get my salty mic out.
Potential harbinger for future development.
Fuck off. Fuck off. So yeah, this is a video from Golgot 100. It's named Retaliator, and there you go. It's in the chat now. Go and subscribe to that dude because he's amazing. And yeah, I already told him that I'm gonna react to that. We had a little chat. So yeah,